Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Riady and I'm an IISMA Awardee of Spring 2022. I'm majoring in International Relations at Tanjung Pura University and I'm studying few subjects such as Korean language, business science, and international relations at Korea University. Actually right now we're at the main building, and fun fact, it was originally built in August 31st, 1934, and it was designated and protected as the historical landmark number 285 in recognition of its architectural and historical value. When I first heard about the IISMA program, it almost like a dream come true. I mean, where else can you find an exchange scholarship program that cover almost all of the expenses and giving you the various options to study in top universities around the world? It almost doesn't feel real at all. But here we are, given the chance to study abroad and experience the local culture of South Korea. Of course, the journey to get to this step is not an easy process. Right from the application process, I had some unexpected delays regarding the documents that were needed to apply and almost didn't make it on time. However, thankfully, it was resolved at the end and I was able to apply at the last minute. Turns out, that was only the beginning. Due to the rise of COVID-19 infection, the South Korean government decided to close their border just before we could apply for our visa. Honestly, at that point, I was already feeling hopeless. But since we were promised to be admitted in the spring of 2022, I held on to that hope and made the best of my time preparing for the departure. So I was researching the culture and I was also learning the local language as well as preparing the items needed during my stay abroad, such as winter clothes and travel items. When the new year passed, the time we had all been waiting for has finally arrived. The date was set and we will arrive at South Korea in February. I think one of the earliest culture shocks I've experienced is the weather. As someone who comes from a tropical country, the winter in South Korea is just a whole nother level. 10 minutes outdoor had already caused my fingers to be frozen. But thankfully, the quarantine facility provider was responsible for our arrival until we were released for quarantine. So the whole journey is very comfortable for us. After a few days of adjustments, it's time for us to take our courses. For the record, the course registration period at Korea University was a total battle zone. A lot of classes immediately filled up the moment it was open, and we must quickly choose our desired courses. In my case, I wasn't able to choose my desired courses because I was on a plane at that time. However, I managed to get one of my desired courses during the add and drop period, which is Ethic and International Relations. In that course, we were learning the human rights in more detail, and we were also learning the development of human rights in world history. Personally, for me, I didn't really notice any noticeable differences between the lecture practice and style in here compared to back at home, so it didn't really take a long time for me to adjust. However, one thing that I must point out is that I really do appreciate the study ethics of the local here, because I saw just how focused and committed they are during class. It makes me feel that if I had the opportunity to go back in time and the opportunity to study here longer, I would study much harder for the courses that I take, because I saw just how education is being taken seriously here and just how blessed I am to be able to study in this place. It also reminds me of another thing that made me very impressed during my stay here. That is just how safe it is in South Korea. I saw a lot of people just left their important stuff like laptops and bags on the table and chair and went somewhere else, and nobody actually takes it even after they went for a long time. It makes me feel hopeful that Indonesia can achieve this level of safe environment someday. Being here for a few months has greatly expanded my worldview. I get to know so many different people, cultures, and systems. It makes me feel hopeful because I get to saw that there are so many possibilities in the world if we can just look for them. Being an IISMA Awardee is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me, and that made me remember the journey that I started myself, which is to keep progressing and be the best version of myself. Thank you, IISMA. I'm officially IISMA by to progress and learn so much more. That's why be bold to go abroad.